Hello everyone, Ash again. If not obvious enough, today is another callout. On who else but Braidenlox? An update for the people who don't know. Braidenlox is a 19-year-old white autistic male. He does art, but is very problematic. As of this year though, October 1st. Braiden is now currently 20 years old. Now, with age, you think people would change, mature. Maybe he finally stops harassing people after nearly a year of it. Obviously, that didn't happen. If anything, he's gotten worse. I'm going to now list off the trigger warnings. This time, we're jumping straight into it. Because if anything, there's no harassment lately. It's much worse. Now, maybe some of you know, but this guy has been exposed a various amount of times, many, but that is the least of my concerns right now. Everyone knows about NSFW, obviously, huge part of the internet. Drawing that as an adult is okay. The bad part of this is that they're all some weird fetish, in which I can't really judge or change because it's not really my place too. And these art pieces all contain who are perceived as children, minors, kids. Here in this pic, P1SS fetish art, the characters in it, children, they're fucking kids. Take a look at this screenshot. The last 5 points are very important. Somewhat. Minors are going to be online. It's to be expected. And hey, don't you have minors following you? If you hate minors so much, then why make your content so available to them? Secondly, you claim that you hate CP, yet, according to my knowledge, CP is a child in a sexual situation or fantasy, fictional or not. The fact that you're putting a child in that position, it is wrong. You also state that you hate haters, then maybe stop drawing CP. Be a better person, do better. Oh, and didn't you send death threats in the past? Yeah. Thought so. In the past, he has admitted to being AP3DO and also being racist. His recent confession was that he was AZOphily. I want to clear something up though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for some of these terms, Braiden uses them incorrectly. As for some, I mean one, because though I don't know Braiden personally, there's no doubt in my head that he has P3D0philic fantasies, but this is based off the art he makes, and I can't truly be sure. The zoophilia may simply just be a thing for furries recently. He's gotten into that. Does he actually have an attraction to animals? No? Most likely not, just furries. That doesn't make him a zoophily either way. He shouldn't. Though throwing this term around and should know better. But then again, this is Braiden we're talking about. Now, in a past video, the third part of this series, I had gotten threats from him. These were our P3 threats. Now some may think that threats like that are to be shrugged off, since it's only online. But I say much differently. It should be taken as seriously as if it were said to me in real life. Also, please take the time to consider that he said that to a child. Even if I wasn't a kid, that behavior would still be quite worrying to me. You might wonder, what does this exactly have to do with my previous points? Well, I'd like to talk about how those threats affected me. Though these threats were online, they were still quite concerning. As stated many times by me and on my channel, I am a minor. Braiden told me that he would RP3 me and also draw an SFW of me my Sona. As of now, he hasn't. But if he were to, it would be wrong. This is because of 3 main reasons. 1, minor. I'm a minor. 2, I didn't consent, and even then, I can't due to not being an adult. 3, threats like that are straight up wrong. The effect these threats have had on me aren't too extreme. But ever since that day, I've always been a bit on edge making That art would make me feel very violated. I think that would be the right word. Again, correct me if I'm wrong about anything in this next part. CP, real or fictional, is wrong, therefore. Since my Sona represents me, you are basically drawing a child. That would make that art piece CP. And of a real person, which obviously is really fucked up. I also want to address something else, as mentioned in past videos. Braiden once attempted to date a minor, and also groom another. There's not much photo evidence to support this aside from the photo in the first ever video of this series, and from what I know, there are more instances of that behavior. But when the news of that came out, he quickly shut down, deleted the server this was to cover it up, which unfortunately worked. Now, for someone who is a rumored P3DO, I find it quite ironic that you, out of all people, are trying to expose other people. You're doing the same shit they do, and yet you expect to be praised. You're no better than the scum you expose. You say that you've stopped doing this shit, yet I don't see any changes. I don't see you putting in the effort to become a decent person. Instead of living out your weird sexual fantasies through your art, you can make adult OCs. You even have some. Stop making an SFW of kids. Use your adult OCs. Draw kids being kids, playing instead of inserting them in that fantasy. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all. To Braiden, do better. That's all I'm going to say. Because apparently, no amount of lectures can change the horrible person you are now. As for everyone else, stay safe. Have a great day or night.
Are you looking at this?
Still waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.